Welcome to the October 2014 edition of Alexander County Now. In this episode, we will speak with Nick Basil, who is the head football coach at Alexander Central High School. Gina K. Hanoski will tell us all about this year's Taylorsville Apple Festival. Brushy Mountain Golf Club and the new McClendon's restaurant are in the business spotlight. Judy Lale will keep you informed on the upcoming election. And we'll share a moment in history with Kent Curley. All this and more on this episode of Alexander County Now. Of course, all of us have a favorite event or festival to attend, and for many Alexander County residents and visitors, it's the Taylorsville Apple Festival. Approximately 35,000 people come to the county on the third Saturday of every October to take part in the fun. So let's speak with Gina K. Hanoski and learn more about this special event.
My name is Gina K. Hanoski, and I'm the Executive Director of the Taylorsville Apple Festival Incorporated. In 1988, the Sugarloaf Community Association started the Apple Festival, and in 1996, the Taylorsville Hometown Development Council took it over with approximately 35 exhibits that year. And in February of 2009, we became the Taylorsville Apple Festival Incorporated. And it's steadily grown throughout the years until we have over 325 booths now that we book each and every year. The festival always is on the third Saturday of October each year, which the date this year is October the 18th. With the Apple Festival being as large as it has grown to, it is an all-year process. We have vendors that are inquiring all year. I work email all year and converse with our vendors back and forth. There's a lot of paperwork that goes in, a lot of mapping, a lot of preparation, a lot of grant writing, things like that to get sponsors throughout the year. So it's become an all-year adventure. This year we plan on having numerous craft vendors, numerous food vendors. We actually have an award-winning Carolina Rib King that is going to be coming this year. We have jewelry vendors. Each year we have numerous jewelry vendors. We have home improvement vendors that are coming this year, and we always have a lot of children's novelties and purses and just a variety of different vendors, wood crafts, things like that. And our Kids Corner is always a very large attraction for the children. It's steadily grown. Our estimation several years ago was 25,000, but lately it's been up to 35,000. And each year we get a larger and larger crowd to where eventually we probably are going to have to expand a little bit. We would love to go down Main Street and do the loop. If not, maybe take over the Library Street where the library is at. We're going to have to do something probably to thin the crowd out. We're getting so large that we're going to need to thin the crowd in some form or fashion. Each school, there is a benevolence fund that is able to be accessed by like the teacher assistants, teachers, or the principals. And this fund is used to pay for anything that the children need that is not provided by some type of federal funding or state funding. Most schools use it for things like clothing that the children may need, shoes, to pay for field trips that the parents can't afford, field trip t-shirts. I know some schools have used to pay medical expenses, eyeglasses, maybe cover the cost of a copay for a doctor's visit, things like that. And I know one school has actually used the money to start a food pantry. So especially around Christmas time, I know that this fund is really drawn upon to be able to buy Christmas gifts for children that are not going to be able to have Christmas. We do have a lot of expenses that are involved with the Apple Festival. We have to pay for like trash cleanup, with the 35,000 people in attending. We always try to get someone like a church group, and last year and this year we've been using the NJROTC from the high school, and they're our trash cleanup crew, which raises money for them. We give them $1,000 when they clean up the town of Taylorsville, and it looks just like it did right before the festival happened, and they do a great job. But there is a lot of expenses. It costs a lot to bring the stages into town, sound system, just a lot of expenses. And then we also have to run the office for the year and all those kind of utilities that go along with that. So there is a lot of overhead to running the Apple Festival. We have 3 stages of music. We have a main stage that is on the courthouse lawn each year. We have a gospel stage that's down at Adams Funeral Home, and a Kids Corner stage that's down in the Kids Corner with all kids acts for the day. Blue Baboons from Midland, North Carolina each year brings over 20 inflatables and what we call hard rides like rock climbing walls, mechanical bull. We also have other vendors in that area. The Buffalo Bills Petting Zoo is coming, Carolina Pony Parties, and we have several vendors this year that are going to be bringing like carnival games to get the children involved. So like a little midway, kind of like you would see at a fair. We have numerous growers that come to the festival, and we also have very many vendors this year. They're providing gourmet candied apples, regular candied apples. We have numerous cider people that are coming, several apple pie vendors that some people stand in line for over an hour for. So each year we continue to get more and more, and then we have like an apple butter vendor, so we get more and more apple products each year. We do have contests that you can participate each year at the Apple Festival, the Apple Baking Dessert Contest, and also the Apple Peeling Contest. And then if you want to be a vendor, you can also participate in the $100 giveaway for the Best Apple Festival Decorated Booth. On main stage this year, the people that come to visit the Apple Festival will be able to see some bluegrass and then some hometown favorites. You'll be able to also get some country, pop, and kind of beach music. We also have a gospel stage down at Adams Funeral Home with various types of gospel, like old-fashioned gospel as well as contemporary. And then on the kids stage, we will have dance troops, cheerleaders, gymnastics, and some gospel. And then we also have a group coming out of Lake Norman, the Glass Hammers, that can do country and pop. I believe that our Apple Festival is one of the best in Western North Carolina due to the fact we still have a hometown feel to our Apple Festival. We are quite large, but not so large that you can't go and see everything that we do offer on the day of the Apple Festival. We also have a rapport with our vendors. We have a lot of repeat vendors that have actually become friends over the years that want to come back every year to our festival and actually have tried to get me to have a festival in the spring. That may be in the works in the next couple of years. I would like to invite everyone to come out on October 18th from 9 to 5 and support the Taylorsville Apple Festival. And actually in supporting us, you're supporting the Needy Children's Benevolence Fund in all of the 11 Alexander County schools. This is a fund that is not funded federally or state. The only way that we can get funds into this benevolence fund is by donations. So when you support us, you come out and visit the Apple Festival, you're actually supporting children in all communities in our county.
Thank you so much, Gina Kay. We truly appreciate your hard work and your dedication in making the Apple Festival such a success every year. Thank you again.
Hi, I'm Emily Vick, registered nurse with the Alexander County Health Department. Flu vaccines are now available at the Alexander County Health Department for people 6 months of age and older. In addition to traditional flu shots, we also offer Flu Mist nasal spray. These vaccines are given on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. and Friday mornings from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. No appointment is necessary. We accept Cigna, Coventry, and Blue Cross Blue Shield private insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, North Carolina Health Choice, or a $35 self-payment. The CDC recommends that all people 6 months of age and older should get a flu vaccine. Vaccination is especially important for people at higher risk of severe influenza and their close contacts, including healthcare personnel and close contacts of children younger than 6 months. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 828-632-9704 or visit our website at alexanderhealth.org.
Of course, Alexander County is Cougar territory, and we love our football here. So let's learn more about the man leading the ACHS football team, Coach Nick Basel.
I'm Nick Basel, the head football coach here at AC, and also the head strength coach. I was born in Lincoln County. I'm a native of Lincoln County, and actually went to East Lincoln High School. Now, I got to East Lincoln High School by way of a lot of different towns, but eventually I landed back there as a 6th grader and in elementary schools in Lincoln County, and then moved on up through junior high at East Lincoln, went to East Lincoln High School and graduated in 1980. So I was born and bred a Mustang pretty much, and just wouldn't take anything from my high school experiences, but had a lot of good coaches I thought a lot of, but I'm just a Lincoln County native on the eastern end, so I think that's a little bit more special, as far as Lincoln County. I'm a little bit biased towards the eastern side, yeah. I've been involved in football for 44 years. I'm 52 right now, so that's how long ago it's been. And I played football in the rec leagues from 7, 8 years old all the way through. And I played back when I was in school, we were junior high, 7 through 9 and 10 through 12. So I played football in junior high. Then I went to the high school, played 4 years of high school football. And then after high school, I was lucky enough to get a scholarship to Guilford College. I played 4 years there. And then once I graduated from Guilford, I actually had a chance to go back. Well, my first coaching job was at East Lincoln High School. I went back with my old high school coach, which was special. And so, I mean, that was an exciting part. I only stayed there 2 years and he retired. So when he retired, then that's when my coaching, I guess, direction takes a turn and heads towards Newton. Well, after I left East Lincoln, like I said, I was there for 2 years, and the thing about East Lincoln was that was my alma mater. My head coach wanted me to come back after playing in college for 4 years. He wanted me to come back and coach with him there. So I went back to East Lincoln, spent 2 years there, and then he decided it was time for him to retire. And I had no interest in moving anywhere else. I was happy. I was back at my old high school, my alma mater, and coaching there. I even knew some of the kids that was playing, so that was exciting to me. And so one day, during the summer, I'm at home and, outside cutting grass, and I came in to get a drink of water, and the phone rings about 2 o'clock one afternoon, and it's in June, I think. Oh, July. Actually, it's in July. And it was from Coach Patrick. And he said, "We have a position open over here I sure would like to talk to you about." And so this was just kind of out of the blues, and I told him, I said, "Coach, I'm happy where I am, really. I'm at my old high school. I've got friends over there I'm coaching with. So I really don't have a reason to leave." And he said, "Well, just do me a favor and just come talk to me." And I said, "Well, I'll do that." So the next day, I packed up and got dressed and went over and talked to him at the field house. And I guess I was probably in there with him 10 minutes. And I knew right then that I had a decision to make. Coach Patrick is my coaching dad. He's been my mentor all through. And the weird thing about that whole story was this. My head coach was going out that I coached at East Lincoln with, Bruce Bolick, who is, you always go back and you talk about coaches that made a difference in your life. Well, Coach Bolick was one of those. And growing up without a father in the house, all my coaches were that way. My mother and dad split up when I was 5, and so my coaches were my dads. And Coach Bolick was one of the ones that was probably one of the biggest influences in my life. And so he told me when he was getting ready to retire, he said, "If you ever have a chance to work in a program like Newton Conover," he said, "I know, Don Patrick, that'd be a great place for you to work." And he said, "If you ever get a chance to do that, you need to think about it." And so that was probably, he told me that in February of that year of 1986. Or no, 1987, February of 87. And so all of a sudden, I get a phone call in July, and it's Don Patrick on the phone. Now, you think about how your life unfolds and how things happen for a purpose and a reason. Well, I think that was supposed to happen to me. And so, like I said, going back to when I met with him, I was there 10 minutes, and I knew that this was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. So the rest is pretty much history. I was there from 1987 through 1998, and that was his last year as a head coach. So I got to work with him 11 years. And when he retired, I took over. And so pretty much everything I learned in coaching was under him, and he still comes out and watches some AC games. He's been to practice a time or two. We're close and we stay in touch. And so I took over for him there in 1999 was my first year's head coach. So I stayed there from 99 all the way through 2011. And I've always wanted to live in the country. Okay, never have, except when I was growing up. But we lived in a 2-bedroom mobile home on on a quarter-acre lot, you know, and that's all we had. So I was in the country, but that wasn't what I wanted, you know. And so I've always wanted to live out in the country and have some land. But all the way through us since I got married and raised a family, we've always done it in a housing development. I had one on the right, one on the left, one in front, one in back, you know. And so I just kept, me and my wife just one day took a wild hair, so let's go out and look around Alexander County. Let's just see what we can find. And so we just loved it out here. So I found a place that I love, and it's in Ellendale, and you know, it's up on a mountain. I got 19 acres. I can hunt and do whatever I want to, anytime I want to, and go four-wheeling when I want to. It's just where I've always wanted to be. Well, when we found the place, lo and behold, you know, this position came open. So I had planned on living in Alexander County and just commuting, staying at Newton. But then when this came open, you know, I've always been intrigued by Alexander County and Alexander Central High School, because they've always been a group of young men that played this game that always played hard. And they had potential to win because they have had some winning seasons. Alexander Central is not a school, and I knew that was constantly 2-9, 3-8, you know, always on the bottom end. You know, they were more of a, you know, sometimes a 6-5, or maybe a 5-7, or 5-6, and then one year they'd be a 9-something or a 10-something. So they had potential to be a winner because they had done that. And Coach Harper had some strong years on it the last time he was here, the last few years he was here. So I knew this program could win. And it would have been a little different if you'd had to come in and build one from the ground up, you know, that had never won. That's not what I was looking for, but it was a good opportunity for me to come into a program that was already pretty stable and had potential to be successful year in, year out. So that was, plus me and Coach Harper were friends, and so we had talked about it on the phone and things like that. So it just ended up working out where when he made that move to Hickory, this opened up. I was in Alexander County, so you know, everything just fell into place, and so I couldn't be happier where I am, honestly. This is my third season here, so in my first season at AC, it was a big transition year, and I still remember the senior group that I had. You know, Casey Anderson, Luke Bean, Bryant Chapman. You know, and the list goes on, but all those kids were special kids. And I knew going into that season it was going to be tough to teach a senior group who had been running a spread offense in developing them into a triple option team. And you know, it's defensively you can transition to a different defense pretty easy. You know, they just got to know terminology, but defenses, you know, as far as technique goes, you play pretty much the same techniques, and you get to the football and run to the ball and make and hustle and make tackles, you know. So there's not a whole lot of doing that's not too tough, but when you take a quarterback, for instance, that's been taking snaps in a shotgun snap for 4 years, you know, or all through middle school, and then all of a sudden you got to tell him to put his hands up under center, you know. Honestly, the first day I had to show the quarterbacks where to put their hands, okay? And then you got to teach them to take the snap, get their eyes on the read key, read the triple all the way out. It's a different ball game. And so that was the biggest challenge. But I tell you right now, I've said this to those players over and over before. The only regret that I have with that senior class is I only had them 1 year. If I'd have had those kids back one more time, I think that'd have been a special group. They couldn't have been any better in year one, just knowing that for 1 year than they were. I mean, we finished 5-7, but we were in 9 games, you know, where it could have possibly been a different story. We could have very easily been 8-3 that year. or and if we'd have got lucky in a couple of them, maybe 9 wins. But if that team would have been back intact one more year, I think that would have been a real special group. And then we lost a lot of seniors that year. So we lost about 27 seniors my first year. And all of those seniors were playing that year. Okay, so we were teaching them, and so they got playing experience. Well, boom, they're gone. So now the juniors are underclassmen are rolling in, so we're going through the same thing in year 2. We're teaching those juniors, who didn't get a lot of game time experience because the seniors were playing. So now they have to roll in and be the seniors. So really, you're talking about 2 rebuilding years in a row because all the seniors graduated. And so last year ended up being another 5-7 year. But there again, you go back, there's a heartbreaking loss at Statesville, 24-21, okay? 30 seconds on the clock, we're on the 1-yard line, we're supposed to win it, okay? All right, we didn't get that one. Mooresville, we took them down to the wire, lost, I want to say it was a 3-point game or a 4-point game, and we had them on the ropes, and we failed on 4th down at the 8-yard line with a go-ahead score. And so there's 2 potential wins right there. And then there's a South Caldwell game where we lost by 3, 17-14, and we fumbled it 7 times. So I mean there's 3 extra wins. There's an 8-win season right there. That we could have very easily had if things would have just happened right. So I mean, we were in just about every game we played. So that you can't really look at the record to see how we were. You just got to look at the improvement. And so there again, last year was a heavy senior-laden team, graduated a lot of kids last year. So now we're coming in this year with a very low senior class. And, we started the year with 10 seniors. We've picked up a few as time went on, but out of those 10 seniors we started with, only 5 were returning players. The other 5 were first-year senior players, so you can't really count them in your senior class. They've never played before, but they just decided hey, I think I'll play football my senior year. So they got a lot to learn, and so we really only had 5 seniors that were returning off of last year's roster. So that makes us a really young team, and we'll see how that youth develops as the years goes on, but the future may look bright because of it. But every year that I've been head coaching, you always go into the season with a goal of being a conference champion. Everybody does that. So we want to win our conference. Will we do that or not? That'll be yet to be determined. There's a lot of improving got to be before that happens. But the other thing is you always go into a season with all the hopes that you're going to win more than you lose. Okay, you want to finish with a winning season, and you'd like to be a conference champion. So that's going to be our goal. If I'm here 20 years from now, that's going to be our goal every year. With where we are now, I feel like we're an improved team over last year. We've got 3 all-conference players returning from last year's team. Kevin Alanis was the specialist of the year in the conference. Devontae and Hammer were both all-conference players last year, so we're returning some good people. And so you think you should be a little bit better, and I feel like we are. But when you're better, when you're a little bit better, and everybody else is great better, it's just you'd hope you'd be a better football team when everybody else was down. Because if that happens, you got a chance to really, really go. But this year, our conference, everybody is good. Everybody's at the peak of their game. Last year, all the teams in our conference were mostly junior-oriented. Okay, so there's not very many teams that lost a lot of seniors. So now everybody in our conference, most of the teams, have a heavy load of seniors. And this is the year of the quarterback in our conference too. So you look at Mooresville, who I think is ranked number 6 right now, and they just beat West Rowan and Huff. Okay, they got everybody back from last year's 11 and whatever team they had. Lake Norman, you know, they're 2-0. Statesville's 2-0, and now North Lincoln, who just is coming out of the woodwork, has beat Lincoln in the first week of the season, which doesn't usually happen, and then turn around and beat West Lincoln last week. Well, if you want to know how good Lincoln is, they just beat South Point last Friday. So North Lincoln beat Lincoln, who beat South Point. So that means North Lincoln's pretty good. Okay, so you got all these teams in the conference that are better, tons better than they were last year, and we're still young. So, you know, we got our work cut out for us, without a doubt. But, you know, I feel confident in what we do, and I feel confident in our kids. I think our young men will play hard and give 100%. And you know, we're thin. I'll tell you this now, we're really thin in depth. Our numbers are down. You know, we're below 40 with a varsity. We're sitting right there around 35 players total. So, you know, one or two people gets hurt, things could get a little shaky. You know, we hope we'll stay healthy and that way we got a chance if we can just keep our heads above the water and stay off that trainer's table. Well, I know being the head coach here and knowing a little bit about Alexander County, I know Cougar football's big here. I knew that coming in. And if you go around and you ask all the little young kids run around elementary schools, what do you want to do when you get to be big? And they say, I want to be a Cougar, you know. And that's special to me. And I came from a place that was very similar in that respect. You know, Newton Conover was a little old mill town that had its own high school right in the middle of that community, sort of like this one sits. But this one is a little bit, maybe a little more special because you're the only show in town on Friday nights. There's no other Alexander County schools. In Catawba County, there's 7 of them. So, you know, there's just a little bit more hometown, I guess makes it just a little more special because it's one county school. Everybody comes out to see it. And, you know, plus the fact you got a crowd here every night, every Friday night that's going to support you, win, lose, or draw. You know, they're in there watching it, coming out to watch the football game. Maybe there's not a whole lot to do in Alexander County on Friday nights. You know, there's not a bowling alley, there's not a movie theater. You know, if you don't want to go all the way to Hickory, come watch a football game. You know, but it's and the blend of people here is what attracted me to the type of people here. And good country folks, and you know, just homegrown. You know, I think sometimes one person told me one time, said Alexander County's kind of about 25 years behind everybody else, but in a good way. You know, and since I got here, I've seen it be that way. And the thing is, sometimes being a little back in time is good. I mean, I think it is because, and I'm not saying that we don't have, you know, we're just not the big city. Alexander County, Taylorsville, you know, they're small town, and that's where you get good, wholesome people. And you get good, hard-nosed kids coming from that too, because they know how to work hard. You know, these kids been baling hay and sweeping out chicken houses and, you know, and doing things that other people around where I came from wouldn't even know what that is. You know, but I think you learn it, or you develop a little bit of toughness through that growing up in a rural community where you've learned how to work hard at a young age. And so that's the kind of kid I wanted to coach. You know, I want to coach those tough kids that you know is going to give you their all when they get out there, and you're not going to have to worry about them giving up. They're going to work hard. And then, because bottom line is you better be happy in what you're doing. And although we all want to win and we all want to look for that championship, winning doesn't make it completely fun. It's icing on the cake to me. What makes it fun is coaching good young men that work hard and do what you ask them to do. And that's what's attracted me to this area.
It was an honor speaking with Coach Basil. He's a great person and a great coach. We're so lucky to have him here in Alexander County and at ACHS. Go Cougars!
If you will be at least 18 years of age on or before November 4th, 2014, and reside in Alexander County, this information is for you. You are eligible to vote in the upcoming 2014 general election. If you are not already registered, you will need to register to vote by Friday, October 10th, 2014 before 5 o'clock p.m. It's easy to register in one of these ways. Go to Alexander County's website, www.alexandercountync.gov, and at the top of the screen, click on Departments. You will see a listing of every county department that serves the citizens of Alexander County. Next, click on Board of Elections. Using your mouse, point to the words Voter Info at the top of the left of the page. Under Voter Info, click on the words Register to Vote. You can fill out this form online, print it, and then mail it to our address listed on our webpage, which is Post Office Box 326, Taylorsville, North Carolina. If you would prefer, you may stop by our office at 370 First Avenue Southwest, located near the Alexander County Health Department, to complete a new voter registration application or to update your existing voter registration. When you visit the Department of Motor Vehicles to get or update your North Carolina driver's license, you are offered the opportunity to register to vote. The Department of Motor Vehicles then forwards your voter registration to our office. If you visit the Alexander County Department of Social Services for assistance, North Carolina voter registration applications are available there. The Alexander County Public Library has North Carolina voter registration applications available at the main library, located at 77 First Avenue Southwest, Taylorsville, and at the Bethlehem branch, located at 45 Rink Dam Road, Taylorsville. If you are currently registered to vote in Alexander County, but have recently moved or had a name change, you can update your voter registration in the same manner as the previously discussed options. You can also update your registration when you come in to vote at any one-stop location during the one-stop absentee voting period. We will further discuss one-stop voting in just a moment. North Carolina has 3 methods in which a voter can cast a ballot during an election. You can request an absentee by mail ballot beginning on September 5th by completing the North Carolina State Absentee Ballot Request Form. This form is available at the Board of Elections office, as well as on our website. To access the form online, go to Alexander County's website, www.alexandercountync.gov, and at the top of the screen, click on Departments. Then, click on the Board of Elections. Using your mouse, point to the words Vote in Alexander County at the top of the left of the page. Under Vote in Alexander County, click on the words Absentee by Mail. You can fill out this form online, print it, and then mail it to our address listed on the first page of the form, which is Post Office Box 326, Taylorsville, North Carolina. Or you can drop it by our office at 370 First Avenue Southwest, Taylorsville. You can vote at one of our 2 one-stop locations beginning in October. Anyone who is registered to vote by October 10th, 2014 in Alexander County may vote at either of these 2 locations during the specified times. At the Board of Elections office, 370 First Avenue Southwest, Taylorsville, you may vote during the following hours. Weekdays, October 23rd and 24th, 8 o'clock a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m. Saturday, October 25th, 8 a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. Weekdays, October 27th through October 31st, 8 o'clock a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. Saturday, November 1st, 8 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. At the Bethlehem Community Fire and Rescue Department, located at 7373 NC Highway 127, Taylorsville, you may vote during the following hours. Weekdays, October 27th through October 31st, 8 o'clock a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. Saturday, November 1st, 8 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m. Voting is located in the back portion of the building. To access the voting site, please use the parking lot located behind the fire department. You can vote on Election Day, Tuesday, November 4th, 2014. All of the 16 voting precincts in Alexander County will be open for voting from 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. You are required to vote at your proper precinct during Election Day. If you aren't sure where your precinct for voting is located, you can find it online at Alexander County's website, www.alexandercountync.gov, and at the top of the screen, click on Departments. Next, click on Board of Elections. Using your mouse, point to the words Voter Info at the top on the left of the page. Click on the words Voter Lookup, and then fill in your name and date of birth on the NC Public Voter Search. On the right side of the page, under the word Jurisdictions, you can find information about your correct voting precinct. Please remember, if you have questions about registration or voting, we invite you to call our office at 828-632-2990. We're happy to help you. Like the Alexander County Board of Elections Facebook page for the latest information regarding elections here in Alexander County. You can also follow us on Twitter at AlexanderCoBoe.
The need for preserving written local history was sadly brought to mind with the recent passing of Barry Johnson. Barry was a noted authority on Native Americans and was a valuable resource in helping us with the writing of Alexander County Treasures. He told us of evidence of an Indian village that once stood at the northeast foot of Barrett's Mountain. Artifacts were found there: bowls, beads, spear points, grinding bowls, arrowheads, and so forth. And Barry also told us of the nicest strand of blue and white glass beads found at the site that's now at the North Carolina Museum of History in Raleigh. And artifacts have been found throughout the county. Arrow points from Rocky Face and Sulphur Springs and Lenny Mills area indicate that Indians were hunting there. And Barry said that Abyssinian arrow points from the Great Lakes region indicate that trading existed between Indian groups. Barry also found turtle shell bowls and pottery shards under an overhanging rock formation in the Sulphur Springs area, and he found charred rocks in a cave that are characteristic of fires for heating and cooking. Other people have found evidence of Indian life. John Tigg found 200 arrowheads, which he sold to the Smithsonian Institution. Bruce Pope discovered points that date from 6000 BC to 100 AD, and Jack Stackleather found Indian pottery in a creek bank in the 1950s. Last but not least is a boulder in the southern part of the county. There's a pan-shaped area about 5 inches deep and 15 inches across carved out of the rock, which may have been used for cooking or as a basin for crushing grain or nuts. So we're indebted to Barry Johnson and others for sharing this information with the rest of Alexander County. This is just one of the many interesting stories you'll find in Alexander County Treasures.
Folks, if you love Alexander County and you want to learn more about our rich history, you need to get a copy of Alexander County Treasures. Since December 2012, more than 1,100 copies have been purchased, and there are a limited number of copies still available. The book is only $49.95 plus $3.50 sales tax for a total of $53.45. The book can be ordered by mail. Alex History Group, LLC, P.O. Box 279, Taylorsville, NC 28681, or in person at the Taylorsville Times office at 24 East Main Avenue. Copies are also available at Taylorsville Savings Bank in Taylorsville, Hiddenite, and Bethlehem, at Custom Frame Crafters in Taylorsville, and at the Alexander County Ancestry Association. Buy your copy of Alexander County Treasures today. I'm Gary Herman with the Alexander County Economic Development Corporation. We're working on our Buy Local campaign to encourage our citizens and our visitors to support our local businesses and our local economy. This is the Alexander County Business Spotlight. We're here at Brushy Mountain Golf Club. They're located at 300 Golf Course Lane in Taylorsville, near the intersection of Highway 64 and 90. And just a wonderful, magnificent course out here. If you've never played at Brushy Mountain, guys, girls, you've got to come out here. I mean, it's one of the premier destinations in the region, and some say the state. So come on out to Brushy Mountain Golf Course. Beside me here is the owner, Baxter Hayes. He purchased the property here in October of 2013. The manager here, the general manager, is Joe Ferguson. A lot of people know Joe from years gone by. Now, Baxter, I believe the course was established in 1964. Some of the folks around here have played the course, but tell us a little bit about it as far as you got 18 holes. Tell us the length and things like that.
Well, Gary, we first off appreciate you guys coming out today. The course used to be about 6,400 yards. During this last year, we've lengthened it to just a little over 6,900. We've done about $400,000 or $500,000 worth of capital improvements on the golf course, and the staff, Andrew Johnson, Nick Curley, and of course Joe leading the charge. We've really made a huge improvement. In fact, we believe the golf course is in the best shape it's been in many, many years. And since we bought the golf course and closed on it in October of 2013, one of the big things that we're happy about, and I think it goes a lot to the golf course, as well as the other things we've done, but we started off with 244 members, and we're up to a little over, about 420.
Oh gosh, man, that's a huge increase in just about a year.
Yeah, it's the community, everybody's supporting us. We made a commitment to our original membership not to increase their dues for 5 years, and I think a lot of folks appreciate that. We took the first 50 members that were 75 and older, and we don't charge them a fee at all, just cart fees. And we'll keep that going probably for as long as I've got something to do with it. It's a challenge. We're learning a lot about the business. We basically took a great golf course, a community course for years, and turned it into a business. We've built a little 12,000 square foot clubhouse, which half of that is for cart storage and locker rooms underneath.
Did you say little? 12,000 square foot clubhouse. Yeah, it's magnificent.
Well, we're proud of it, and some of the things that we're already having to do is we're having to relocate the pro shop because of the turnout in the restaurant. We need the space upstairs for that. In addition, when we started, we felt like we'd have a good venue for weddings and receptions and things like that. Well, we got 4 weddings in October already, and we've hired some local folks. Sharon Wilson is our banquet and sales director. She just recently started with us about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she's already making a big impact. In the restaurant part of, we call the restaurant McLendon's. Right now we're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. We have specials on Sunday. It starts at 11:30 to 1:30. That's got 5 different specials that day for $10.99, including the drinks. And then the other thing we've just recently added is entertainment from 7 to 9 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Josh Miller is our manager for the wait staff and bar area, and he's got the fantasy football, and I don't know how many weeks we have, days we have football now, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday and Friday. I mean, every day. And between pro football and college, yep. Josh got it covered. Our chef, we're just blessed to have Adam Sayes. He and his brothers, I don't know if you've ever eaten Statesville at Mayo's. I think it's called Risto's now. But anyway, he came to work with us, and it's made a huge difference. He's a fantastic cook. And we're still trying to get our feet on the ground. We're just getting ready to publish about our 15th menu. One of the big things that I'm excited about is we're going to offer pizza. You know, I'm a pizza person.
Everybody loves pizza, and you get some kids out here too. You know, bring some families.
Yeah, and so that part's going to be nice. We started off too aggressive in our menu and what we thought we could do, and we really had some rough ride to start with. But we've pretty much righted the ship. We've got a great staff now, wait staff. The next project and we just started that, is the building of the lodges. Those should be finished about the middle of October to late October, and we're going to start off with 10. And there'll be double rooms. It'll look a lot like the exterior of the clubhouse. Right now we're looking at $80 a night.
Very reasonable, I might add, for a very nice room.
Yeah, and we get a chance to keep some of that money in Alexander County, and that's what it's really been about. I'm trying to think the percentage. About 80% or so of the labor we use came from this county.
Thank you for that.
Oh yeah, and Sipes, predominantly Sipes Lumber, provided all the material. And right now we got the horticulture class from, if I said that right, from the school is out helping us get our plants around the building. That's great. But, you know, we've got a great golf course. We've got a nice facility. Our venues right now, the deck is 2,160 square feet. We're going to have one wedding out there in October. The main area is 3,300. Another big thing we're trying to partner with the town of Taylorsville and the Rotary Club is a charity / New Year's Eve party. And Phil Witherspoon's band, the Night Move band, is going to play for us. And we haven't set the pricing and stuff yet on that, but that'll include either heavy hors d'oeuvres or a meal. May even do something for Halloween. But we're just going to try to do some stuff for Alexander County that we've always had to go across the river or across the county line to do. But, you know, that's a little bit about what we're doing. We're still looking for new members. Our membership is $85 for a regular family. No initiation fee. Our junior members, 30 and less, are $45. Our seniors, 75 and older family, is $45. We have a non-adjacent county that's $50, and a social membership for non-golfers for $20. And those all carry some benefits other than just the dues.
Yeah, because if you're a member here at the club or you're a social member, you get a discount on the menu at McClendon's. Is that correct?
Yes. Any membership has a 10% discount on merchandise and food and beverages. And then any events that we would have as far as a club goes for a social member, say the member guest or a member, a club championship, they may not play a lot, but they would play as a member. And so you could invite, so if you didn't play very much and you wanted to be part of the Brushy Mountain, then you could be a social member and play in the member guest or the member.
So a lot of benefits there. Now, let's touch on a couple of the items that you briefly mentioned. Of course, we've got this beautiful clubhouse behind us. I think the capacity is probably upwards almost 400 people at one time as far as for event space. You've got a great kitchen, great chef, a lot of items on the menu. Of course, you got your daily specials. A lot of times they can order off the menu as well. You got all this live music on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You got a Sunday lunch menu. I mean, just so many things going on here at Brushy Mountain. And you talked about the lodge. I mean, this is going to be a significant thing for Alexander County, folks. I mean, this is a top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art lodge here in Alexander County. I mean, when you've got family and friends coming in or you've got events coming up, I mean, think you could have a class reunion here at Brushy Mountain, stay overnight at the lodge if you need to, whatever. I mean, you can take and then get up and play golf the next morning. I mean, that just sounds wonderful to me. And speaking of the restaurant also, and you're talking about football, well, they've got big screen TVs. They've got a full bar. You can come in, have a drink with your friends and watch some football, have some bar snacks or some order off the menu. I mean, it's just a win-win here for Alexander County, and we're just so proud of it. And thank you so much for all you've contributed to Alexander County.
Well, thank you, Gary, and it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun ride, and it will get better. We're trying to think of stuff all the time to keep folks in the county, and let's keep some of those tourism dollars here.
Well, and as exactly right. And I wanted to get a quote from you, if you would. Tell us why it is so important to keep your local money here in the county instead of going out to Outback or somewhere out here in another county and giving them your hard-earned money.
Well, back in the day, a long time ago when I was in school, your money moved 7 times, or it turned over 7 times. So if we take that money, in my opinion, to Catawba County, it stays there. If we leave it in Alexander County, then we've got a chance to use it some. We've moved our insurance, we've moved our banking, we've done everything to try to get Brushy Mountain part of the community.
And we certainly appreciate that, Baxter. I mean, this is an amazing facility, folks. You got to come out to Brushy Mountain. You got to try the restaurant. Got to play this wonderful golf course. They overseed it in the fall. It's green, I believe, right? There's no brown fairways here, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. We overseed. In fact, we're going to punch the greens, which is a requirement for our type greens next week, and we're going to overseed. But, you know, one final thing I'd like to say, I mentioned the banking, the insurance. Taylorsville Savings Bank's been great for us. They've done things as far as a community bank that these big national state-owned banks wouldn't touch us with. That's been a real big deal for us, and we appreciate their help a lot.
Well, local folks help local folks, so that's why you need to keep it right here in Alexander County, folks. So again, Baxter, thank you so much. Now, folks, if you want to get in contact with Brushy Mountain Golf Course or the restaurant, McClendon's, just call them at 828-632-4804, or you can visit them online at brushymountaingolf.com. Come on out to Brushy Mountain Golf Course. Buy local Alexander County. To learn more about our Buy Local Alexander County campaign, visit the Alexander County EDC website, alexanderedc.org, or give me a call, 828-632-1378. Buy local, Alexander County. Of course, the big event in Alexander County in the month of October is the Taylorsville Apple Festival, but we have much more to do here. While we're talking about the Apple Festival, don't forget about the Alexander County Family YMCA's annual Apple Festival 5K. It's held that same morning on Saturday, October 18th at 8:30 a.m. It's at Matheson Park in Taylorsville. The race, which is a 5K certified course with chip timing, is great for runners, joggers, walkers, beginners, strollers, and all ages. You need to register by October 4th to get the $20 registration fee, and you'll be guaranteed a t-shirt, or register between October 5th and 18th for $25. No t-shirt will be guaranteed. Same day registration from 7 to 8 a.m. Early packet pickup will be available on Friday, October 17th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Alexander County YMCA. Race day packet pickup will be available from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. at Matheson Park. For more information, visit ymcanwnc.org or call 828-632-9699. Camp Fear is back with even more thrills and chills for you. It was even voted as scariest haunted attraction in North Carolina by HauntWorld.com visitors. Camp Fear will be open every Friday and Saturday in October, cash only at the ticket booth, and Camp Fear will hold a food drive on October 3rd, 4th, 10th, and 11th with half-price admission for customers who donate 2 cans of food. You can also visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/campfearnc. Print the coupon flyer to receive $2 off on October 17, 18, 24, 25, 26, and November 1st. Order online ahead of time at campfearnc.com if you wish to use a credit or debit card. You need to allow up to 45 minutes to walk the trail. Come face your fears this Halloween at Camp Fear. The Alexander County Friends of the Library will hold their annual book sale at the National Guard Armory in Taylorsville on Thursday and Friday, October 2nd and 3rd from 9 to 6, and Saturday, October 4th from 9 to 12 noon at the National Guard Armory. The Saturday sale will be $1 per bag. All proceeds will benefit the Alexander County Library. For more information, call 828-632-4058. On Saturday, October 4th, the Hidnight Center will host an acrylic painting workshop with renowned Catawba County artist Pat Flackbart. The class will be held at the center's educational complex from 10 a.m. until 12 noon. In addition to class instruction, a buffet of fruit teas, cheese, crackers, grapes, and sweets will be available to delight the palate as class members take a break from their palette of paint. Class members are responsible for providing their own materials, including a 16 by 20 inch canvas with gray underpainting, paint brushes, and acrylic paints. Students will learn to paint a landscape after a design of the artist, but will have leeway to express their own creativity. The cost for attending this workshop is $35 for the general public, or if you're a friend of the Hidnight Center, $30. Reservations are required and may be made by calling 828-632-6966. Visit HidnightCenter.com for more information. The CVCC Alexander Center for Education will host a free Small Business Center seminar entitled Writing a Winning Business Plan. This comes up on Thursday, October 9th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. A business plan is not a document that should be put away on your shelf to collect dust. This 3-hour workshop shows participants the significance of a well-written business plan, focusing on the audience for the plan and key elements which should be included, such as a marketing plan and financial projections. Visit sbc.cvcc.edu or call 828-327-7000, extension 4117 for more information or to register. The Alexander County Garden Club meets monthly on the second Thursday of each month at 6:30 p.m. at the Cooperative Extension Center. This month's meeting will be on October the 9th. From beginning to advanced gardeners, this club is for you. Visit alexandercountygardenclub.org or call 828-632-4451 for more information. On Friday, October 10th, make plans to attend a special bluegrass concert at the Hidnight Center's Educational Complex with Alexander County's own Sugarloaf Ramblers. Visit HidnightCenter.com or call 828-632-6966 for more details. The 2014 Fulda Gap Airsoft event is set for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 10th through the 12th at Command Decisions War Games Center at 74 Regenswood Drive in the Bethlehem community. This is the premier airsoft event in the southeastern United States, with approximately 1,200 competitors expected to compete. Each year, this game gets bigger and better, folks. More mission, more strategy, more fun. Registration is now open online at scenariosupply.com. Command Decisions also has the 2014 Fulda Gap Paintball event coming up November 7th through the 9th, which has been hailed as one of the must-attend paintball events in the country. For more information, call 828-495-4155 or visit cdpaintball.com. Ray Johnson presents an evening of bluegrass music with the 2012-2013 IBMA Entertainer of the Year Band, the Gibson Brothers, on Saturday, October 11th at 7 p.m. at the ACHS Auditorium in Taylorsville. Opening band will be the Idle Time Band. Advance tickets are $20 with Artist Circle tickets for $25. Tickets are available at Ray's Barbershop in Hidnight or at the ACHS Auditorium. Call 828-632-7926 for more information. Folks, October is another big month for Alexander Central High School athletics. The varsity football team will play at home on October 10th, October 17th, which is homecoming, and October 31st. JV football is at home on October 2nd and 23rd. The men's soccer team has 3 home games on October 6th, 15th, and 22nd. The ladies volleyball team has 2 home matches on October 2nd and 9th, and the ladies tennis team has 2 home matches on October 1st and October 8th. So go out, support your home team, make plans for a nice dinner in the county before or after the game to support our local restaurants. Go Cougars! All right, the Hidnight Center, in partnership with the Alexander County Friends of the Library, will host a book signing and community reception in honor of Alexander County native and NASCAR Hall of Fame member Rex White on Sunday, October 12th from 3 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. at the Hidnight Center's Educational Complex. That's at 70 Hidnight Church Road in Alexander County. Light refreshments will be served as guests enjoy remarks from Rex White. Selections will be read from Gold Thunder, which will also be available for purchase. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit HidnightCenter.com or call 828-632-6966. The Apple City Street Rodders are planning their annual Halloween Cruise-In on Saturday, October 25th from 4 to 10 p.m. at Scotty's Hometown Grill. Come dressed in your favorite Halloween costume and enjoy food, music, and classic cars. For more information, call Roy Bentley at 828-244-1842 or visit AppleCityStreetRodders.com. Runners and walkers are invited to participate in Hickory Cove Bible Camp's 2nd annual Race to the Cove 5K Trail Run and Walk fundraiser on Saturday, November the 1st at 9 a.m. Following the award ceremony at the lake, registered racers can enjoy popular camp activities free of charge, like ziplining, canoeing, and hot dogs and s'mores over the campfire. For complete details, visit hickorycove.org/race-to-the-cove 5K or call 828-632-2987. And while we're talking about November, don't forget about the Rocky Face 50K coming up on November 15th at Rocky Face Mountain Recreational Area. Sign up today at alexandercountync.gov/events or call 828-632-9332. To keep up to date with what's happening in Alexander County, folks, be sure to log on to visitalexandernc.com. There you'll find a lot of information about the county's many great attractions, as well as a complete calendar of events. And you can even submit your own event. Again, visit alexandernc.com.